Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Chris here in Hawaii doing your London close analysis here for the 29th of April, 2020. Thanks for joining me today. And let's get started. I mean, we'll talk kind of what happened overnight. We did have a euro yen trade that we put on yesterday, so it took, I think, a small loss on that one. And we'll take a look at kind of what we have going on for today. I haven't even looked at the charts yet, so we could kind of find something together here. So anyway, what's going on for today? Dollar is kind of losing ahead of the Fed, and also pro-risk mood, month-end rebalancing, which today and tomorrow I think you should see some dollar softness. The CAD is benefiting on a rise in crude prices. Also, there was a little announcement earlier today on the crude oil inventory. So it showed a build of 8,991 K versus 11,900. So less of a build than anticipated, which bodes well for the CAD. Euro got a downgrade from Italy, but ECB is expected to increase their PEP size, so that will help out the Eurozone economy. It's weird because normally when there's quantitative easing or some type of benefit on that front, the currency decreases. But in the coronavirus days, you actually see strength from that. I mean, case in point would be the Aussie and the Kiwi. Pound basically is losing just as there's pushback on reopening. The yen is kind of sitting in the mix there. I think the only real strength they saw was from the US dollar loss. And like I said, the Aussie and the Kiwi risk on mood. The Kiwi had an announcement yesterday that basically had exports kind of reach in line with expectations, but it was for March's results. So I think the big key and the reason what's propping up the Kiwi is that they're reopening their economy, and Australia has done a good job with coronavirus as well. So, sorry guys. But what we have going on here, that was my alarm. With those two, I think they're ahead of the curve on the coronavirus, pandemic, comparatively to Europe and then even the US, which is the furthest behind, I would say. So as you start seeing these economies open up sooner, you're going to see some strength until the other economies open up too. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. So expect the dollar to be softer, expect the Canadian dollar to be softer, even though you're seeing a little bit of strength right now. Expect the euro to stabilize and maybe start rebound. I think the pound will do the same pretty soon. I think the yen's going to be the big loser here, and Aussie Kiwi are going to start gaining. But I don't think we're out of the woods yet in terms of this coronavirus thing. The other piece is I think they're moving on to a third stage of a clinical trial for remdesivir. I think 53% of the patients that were given it that were critical actually walked out of there. So that's very, very encouraging news. And I think that's propping up the markets right now. Dow Jones up 480 points. VIX is down 7%, which is fantastic. Oil up $4, gold down $10. So there's definitely some optimism right now. So that's what we have going on for today. In terms of the heat map, you can see it's the Kiwi and the Aussie. Euros mixed, pounds mixed, dollar being sold off. Canadian dollar is strong, except for against the Aussie and the Kiwi, which it's down slightly. Yen and the Swiss franc are mixed. I mean, they're up against the dollar and the pound, but other than that, not a lot of strength there. So let's go into the trade we had yesterday. So there's pretty much a hit against us from the very beginning here. So I don't think it really went positive very much in our time. You can see here it bounced off the level, went back to our entry, and then it just dropped. So when it got down to here, I got out. So it's 69. I wasn't screwing around with this thing. You can see it kind of barked up right over here, crossed this level. So I don't know. This could be a nice one for tomorrow, because if the dollar's being sold off, that means euro's gonna go up. But the key is was this a level? I know this was a multi-week low here at 57. So you can see it drop below that barely, and then there was some very, very strong buying power here. So this could be a really nice one at 66. You're looking at maybe a 20 pip stop, but I don't know. To me, fundamentally, the euro's not in, I'd say, uh, the best position right now. I know some economies are kind of being cautious on their reopening here, so I'm gonna just have a look here and see if there's anything worth even trading today. Like I said, it's kind of a weird, a weird day here. I only think the dollar is going to have weakness here. So what could be an interesting move would be maybe like the pound versus the dollar, because even though there was slight weakness against it, it's going to get bought going into tomorrow. I would actually feel more comfortable buying the dollar, the pound versus the euro, just with Italy. That one kind of concerned me. Final thing on this before I go check out the pound here is just, once again, you keep your risk low, you keep your profits high. If you do that, it takes all the pressure off. You can lose. You can lose 2 in a row. You can lose 5 in a row, and it doesn't matter. Because when you're winning 2, 3, 4. And, that's where the edge in how I trade here is, once again, I don't win all the time, nor am I going to claim to win all the time, but I am profitable. And to me, at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. And that's, what you should be worried about, because, that's what this game is all about, right? Making money. All right. So the pound, let's take a look at the 1 day, and you can see it's kind of consolidated here, but I like the fact that this low was higher than this low. This high was higher than this high. So it seems like things are starting to move up, and that bodes well for us. So when we go here, there was a strong rejection here between 24.20 and 24.10. There is a level at 24.16 that is, I'm gonna put that level down here. This is the level that I'm looking at here, and like I said, you can see it's a pretty valid level, because see the rejection right here, and then it didn't even make it to that point here. So this would be a level that I'm interested in protecting going into today. You're looking at 16 pips. Let's take a look at what the volume looks like. I don't know if the risk to reward will be good enough for us to trade this. That's my concern right now, and that's what I'm kind of looking at. You can see, so what's interesting is there is some buying power here, actually, and only slightly less. There's some volume right here, 2678. So we'd have to get through this at 30 pips. And let's see what the volume looks like when we go all the way here. Yeah, you see this, the volume right here is strong. So this level is legit. I mean, it's literally on it. So the question is, it's already retested it once. And you can see this big rejection down when it started forming up a base here. So will it hold is the question. And I think if we can get it down to maybe 24.20, that's where I'd be a buyer, because now we're looking at maybe a 10 pip stop, and you're looking at a 60 pip profit potential. So let's see if this thing gets down to 20. If it does, we'll put the order in. And the reason I'm not putting a limit order is I want to see how it gets down to 24.20 if it does. Does this thing start spiking down, or is it trickling into 24.20 and does it reject it? All right. So price action is important, because it's not necessarily just hitting the level. It's what is the market doing when it hits that level? All right. And that is something that I've learned over the years here. As much as people want to say it's set and forget, you can just put a trade in and then just go about your day. There's a little bit more to it, because you have to interpret the data to give you the best possible edge to trading. And the more of an edge you have, maybe that makes a difference of 1% to 2% a year. But I found that just once again, interpreting what's going on during the London close time is just as critical as actually trading during the London close time. So we'll keep an eye on this one. This is a good looking trade, though. If it gets down to 20, I'd be interested. Excuse me. I don't think there's really anything else that's tradable, though. Kiwi dollar. I mean, the Kiwi dollar is strong, but it's just, it's not. It's kind of gone far, in my opinion, already. The dollar will be sold off today, but to what extent? And I mean, there's a level, but it's already. It's not going to be favorable reward to risk on that one. You might see a nice little bounce in the pound yen. That's the other trade I'd be interested in looking at here. The problem is the pound is not doing as well versus the yen, and it's a risk on environment. So if it goes risk off, pound's going to get crushed. Let's see. You might see a bump in euro US. Let's take a look at that. And then we'll kind of leave it there. Let's see if there's a more favorable. Like I said, I'd rather trade US pound US, but I do think there'll be a spike going into today. You can see, and that's a really, really, really nice level here. You're probably looking at, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9.5 hours of trade. Let's take a look at what's over here, though. So you can see this top at 80. That, what's killing me with the euro is that that Italy downgrade really, I don't think helped its cause. See, so you're looking at, you're not looking at a very good trade. I mean, it's choppy here. It's choppy. Lower high, about in line. So you've kind of got a downward triangle here with this level kind of holding at 108.39. I'd rather look at the pound US. I don't think this one, there's much to it, but I could be wrong. Once again, this is my analysis, and Could be wrong here. Once again, I think this trade looks good just with this rejection, but um, I don't like the odds. I don't like the reward to risk yet. So that's kind of why we're watching this thing. So let's keep an eye on it. And like I said, if it gets down to 20, I want to see what it looks like with the 30-minute chart when it goes down, and we will look at it from that point. All right. Nothing else really going on, guys. I mean, I'm just crossing my fingers to open up here. I know May 1st, which is in 2 days, they're planning on opening car dealerships by appointment only. They've already opened city parks and beach parks, which is great. So we can actually walk and run on the beach now. Before we could only go in the water, so we can go surfing and stuff. But I know the economy is just really getting crushed here in Hawaii. I'm sure most places in the world, but we're a huge tourist economy. So we have the worst unemployment in the U.S. right now. So a third of our workforce is unemployed. And that's not good, because as this drags on because of the extension of May 31st and us trying to be careful, it is going to take some time to get tourists back here. So a lot of people are not going to be able to survive out here. It's a very expensive place to live. So other than that, latest with my POTUS, Mr. Trump, it seems like he's kind of toning down his conferences after that crazy talk about injecting cleaning chemicals into your body to cleanse yourself of coronavirus within a minute. I mean, do me a favor if you have time to YouTube it and watch that the female doctor, I forget what her name was. Watch her reaction when he says that. She kind of just slumps over and just it's like doesn't answer him, doesn't want anyone to notice her. It's so funny. But that's what we've been relegated to here in the US. But I thought that was a laugh. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on the pound US, and if there's any other pairs to look at, I'll let you know. All right, thanks guys.